Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a replay from a couple days ago. I'm just catching up on getting some of the voice recorded into these things since I had a couple days where I just didn't get a chance to with the family. Looking at the matchmaking in this game, let me pause this real quick. Looking at a radar-wise in Atlanta, and that rounds out the radar threats. Definitely going to be a fun game for me with only one radar. Of course, that radar will probably end up in my face. They always seem to. Got an enemy Z39. That's a Hydro DD with parity with mine. So always got to kind of think about that being an issue, neutralizing a play that I might be making. The rest of the destroyers, a Gajamata, a Nicholas, and a Podvoisky. So we're going to go ahead and kick this off. And we spawn A side. Well, kind of A side. Basically, I'm going to head to A and do what it is I do. And while we're waiting on this, or for me to get there, I'm just going to talk about some of the different options that you have to use positions to help your allies. Island cover, like right up here, you can use to kind of smoke in radar cruisers, stuff like that. That's going to help you out down on the cap. You may have to play without a smoke screen, but in return you've got close support on the cap, where in general you're going to force the enemy to take far more damage in that fight than you will, unless the enemy team also is loaded with close support on the cap. So it's things like this, and in this game, Graf Spee, it's not really what I would consider a good cruiser at supporting destroyers. So I'm gonna be a little selfish with my smoke. I have smoke and the most powerful hydro in this game, so I intend to use them to make plays for my team and force things to happen. As I'm coming in, I pick up that there's a hood in the background. When you spot a battleship, that's a general good idea that there's a destroyer somewhere in between you and that battleship. Battleships don't tend to just wander off early on in the game. They may stay out in BFE, but they generally like to keep a destroyer in front of them. Right now, just kind of worrying about this T-22. He's popping smoke here. In my opinion, this smoke screen's too close for our cruisers to use. With the smoke firing ranges that they have, it's just not good. So right now I'm taking a look. I don't play low tiers that often, and I'm looking to see, okay, what has 3 torpedoes? And I'm kind of doing my estimates in my head with, you know, what this destroyer could be, and I'm just, you know what, the hell with it. I'm gonna push in. I want to find this guy, and it's a Nicholas. Spotting him with my hydro. I could shoot here, but I'm looking right now, and the torps are just gonna center punch this guy. He's done. So no need to even let the enemy know what's going on. And like I said, there's the Atlanta right there in my face. I'm gonna turn around, start kiting. I'm dropping smoke right now because I know I can't get out of here in time. I'm loading AP because this Omaha, he's poking right now, and you know, last thing I want to do is eat a bunch of damage. So I'm gonna call target on the Atlanta. Of quicker we get that guy off the table, the easier it is for my team. Now the Omaha just shot, and there goes the Atlanta. So I'm going to go ahead and send an AP volley his way, and bam, double Citadel, 8K. That's the power of these 150 millimeter guns. They hit cruisers hard, and you know, it's one of those things. Some may call that good RNG or something like that, but it's fairly consistent that if you've got close distances in on these cruisers and they're broadside to you, you can mess them up pretty quick. I mean, same thing with that AP on the broadside of that New Mexico. You know, 4 or 5K, you know, every 5-6 seconds, that hurts. It adds up. And because it's not fire damage, or it's not light damage, he can't heal nearly as much of that as he can if I was spamming him with HE. This Omaha pops out again. This was actually kind of interesting to me because this guy he's angled away pretty good, and I'm still going to be getting some AP pins like this shot here. I mean, 3K at that angle, that's pretty good. I switched to HE, but I was just kind of sitting in my head going, huh, that's a chunk of damage. And I mean, the HE itself is pretty strong too. You know, there goes the Omaha. That's a boat that I think it's been power creeped quite a bit. Since at least I've been in the game, I've felt like the Omaha's just kind of been used and abused for a long time. And we get a fire on the New Mexico. At this point, you know, I've got 22,000 hit points in this game, and I got guns that have good fire chance, and I'm looking to put them to work, get enemies off the board, and you know, be as effective for the team as I can. At this point, you're seeing the lovely power of my AA gunners. I'm not entirely sure if they're drunk or stoned or whatever, but eventually somebody shot off every round of AA ammunition on the boat, and apparently had riddled every square inch of the sky until they finally got that plane down. Pushing up, I am looking, and I'm seeing this map. Typically, you'll frequently see like these little merry-go-round style games, and I'm looking at the scoreboard right now, and we're going to kill this hood.
Battery critical.
Yes, thank you. This hood, he's just running for his life. We've got RDDs coming in here that are going to keep this guy spotted. They're going to pick up this cap here shortly. And rather than chasing with my team, I want to go be productive somewhere else. And because I've got a really strong feeling that this is going to be a win, I'm actually coming right back in here into C-Cap, and I'm just going to pick a fight with anything. Originally, I see our Nagato back here. I thought our Graf Spee and Budioni were going back there. So I thought that I was going to have more support than I actually end up doing. But, you know, we're going for it. I've got my smoke and hydro ready, and, you know, let's do it. And part of why this is a decent play, even if I don't survive, as long as I live long enough and stall them out on this cap, my team's going to roll right around this cap. We're going to end up picking up D-cap, and at that point we're up 3 caps to their 1. Because when I die, I'll go ahead and spoil it. I'm gonna die in this game. They will eventually take C-Cap, and that'll be it. Now, right here, the Budioni, the Graf Spee, They're cutting into the south side of B-Cap. Really, I think the better play for them, scoreboard-wise, would be to come with me. You've got a Nagato out here he's still fairly healthy. You know, go for it. And we see Podvoisky, he's kind of doing the same thing coming back to B-Cap, and I'm detected. And I see it's the Z39. I know I can't smoke up because we're within each other's smoke hydro ranges right now. I do pop hydro because I want to see if this guy's launch torps. These German torpedoes, they're no joke. They're quick for their tier, and they hit plenty hard enough to mess up a destroyer. I know something else is still on the cap. I'm pretty sure it's a destroyer in the smoke, and so just like before, I'm gonna rush this destroyer. Now the difference is I'm gonna switch sides on the guns, and this is something where I kind of make the mistake. I get in this fight where I don't have my guns fixed. You know, thankfully this Gajimata's low health, but this guy now is able to, he's using the Pensacola's detection. He's spotting me, and really the play that I should have made here was I should have smoked up. I should have smoked up early, and I would have saved a lot of hit points here. I was looking at this York, and I was pretty sure that this York would have hydro going, and that it would just be a wasted smoke. But I'm gonna hit a point where I'm gonna have to smoke, and so I want to make sure that I get this Gaja down. I smoke up, and okay, there's no hydro. That York's turning out. I see that he's shooting. I'm popping speed boost, trying to move as much as I can. And I noticed that this Pensacola, right there, he's low health. That's a one shot for me, and I make another misplay here. I've got my speed boost active. They know I'm here. What I can do, I could technically drop torps on this York right now. I could also reverse outside of this cap and just barely detect the Pensacola, pop off one shot, and pull forward. Now what will end up happening is I would be detected by the York because he's inside my my detection distance. You know, at this point I was pretty much dead. I've got two cruisers in my face, and my best play would have been, instead of trying to torp the York, get the Pensacola off the table and add the points to my team as well. But I mean, the end result is it also had the desired effect where it really stopped the enemy's push through C-cap into A-cap, and now I've got a Normandy that's coming in, and you know, he's gonna go to work on guys, and my team's starting to take D-cap, and this game's gonna be over fairly shortly. So I'm just gonna zoom out and just let you guys kind of take a look, see what's going on. The threat right now to the Normandy is the York's torpedoes. It's got a really good set of torpedoes. They're only 6 kilometer range, but they've got really good arcs, and they hit just as hard as Hindenburg torpedoes. And he goes down here. He eats a bunch of torpedoes. But at this point, we're 880 points into it, and we're going to be up 3 caps to their 1, and they're just not going to be able to recover from this. We get a quick spot on their Nagato. He's running from my team as well. But the thing is that running, it's not going to get you anything. You're 921 points. You need kills, and you need to, in a cyclone, it's important that you move together as one. Try to get as many guns into the fight right up front, and then if possible, it's harder to do with random guys, but focus fire so you remove enemy guns from the fight, hopefully faster than the enemy can remove from your team. And that's how you win a gunfight in the Cyclone. The Pensacola is going for ACAP. I actually think he runs aground. Uh, I think he gets detected, panics, and runs aground. And right there, my god, Yamada takes a shot at him, and that's game. Going over the post-battle results. Um, a lot of XP with the Z39 XP boost mission. Taking a look at how I did with the guns. Couple torpedo hits. Really, this game, it's a decent amount of XP. It's not a high amount of damage, but I did a lot of destroyer damage. I basically uh, killed almost. Well, the Nicholas wasn't quite full health, but the Z39 was. He wasn't running survivability expert, I believe, and killing both full health destroyers. That's a good chunk of XP. Everything else was just kind of chip damage here and there, and all in all, a good game. Uh, this game was more about being aggressive, and I'm gonna go ahead and pause this guy. Um, Being aggressive when you know that you're likely going to win the game, and try to generate a better return than you otherwise would. Going back just a couple seconds to the team scores. Um, can I get there? Come on. Read faster. Yes. All these guys that, they just kind of did the little merry-go-round going around all the caps. They struggled to have, much in the way of damage. Whereas me taking the aggressive route and picking a fight with the enemy destroyers, um, it gave me more than 600 XP, base XP on the nearest guy. And mind you, this guy, he picked up, I believe, 2 additional caps that I never got. So it's something to think about. How if when you're playing the lower tiers, obviously you want to get the best bang for your buck, trying to grind to a new ship, or grinding XP or credits or something like that. Um, Sometimes you have to make these calls about, okay, this game, it's gonna be in the bag. If I go this way, I'm not really gonna see much return. If I go this way, I might have a hell of a fight on my hand and I might die. But I might also generate a much better return for myself. And when the game looks like you're gonna win it, I don't think that there's anything wrong with you going for it, especially if you're a good player and you feel comfortable in your ability to go into that situation and pick up those 2 destroyer kills. And honestly, I should have picked up that Pensacola too. Uh, kind of no excuse for not picking up that kill. Uh, but that's just my opinion. And wanted to kind of share it with you guys. Let me know what you think about playing for the rewards at some point in the game, and maybe we can have a discussion about it and go from there. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great night. I'll see you on the next one.